Sad news now. I'm afraid, unfortunately, and I've been asked to read this, unfortunately, since Brexit, regulations state that all comedy competition finals must include a British poet. So I'm afraid it's a short break now from the good stuff. And please welcome Hartley Pool.
I'll be your poet for this evening. No applause necessary. My first piece has been described as very avant-garde, which is French. It is entitled Clearing. Thank you. Something else which gives me an overwhelming sense of superiority is buying a newspaper, putting it away for a few months, then reading it and pretending I'm from the future. Oh, those blind fools. If only they knew. My next poem is perhaps my most intellectual piece, and for that, sir, I apologize. This poem I am reading from the perspective of someone who is not me, from the perspective of someone who is not even the same species as me, from the dramatis personae of a snail. Quick check, sir. Dramatis personae, layman's definition. What is the layman's definition for dramatis personae? You can look at me as surprised as you like.
Dramatic personae.
Dramatic personae. Good. The poem is entitled Rover Doesn't Like Snails. Sir, you there, just to check again on the IQ of the audience. What kind of an animal might a rover be?
A dog.
A dog! Well done. Not to be condescending, but good for you. You got it. You got it. Rover doesn't like snails. Just a quick check, madam. The moustache. It's fine, isn't it? No, it's fine, thank you. Rover doesn't like snails. Just to check from you, madam, with the beard, thank you. Yes. Who is it who's reading the poem?
You.
Nice, well done. Good, good. You didn't fall for the trap. Some people would have said the snail, which would have been wrong. Madam, could I just check again? Because I do feel there may be something going slightly wrong here. Am I okay? No, let's just do that, shall we? So, this is Rover Doesn't Like Snails, from the dramatis personae of the snail. And just to say, snails have high, squeaky voices. I suppose. It takes a long time. I've only just started. It takes a long time to get anywhere these days. I'm trying to get to there, but it's so far away. It starts to rain. I climb inside my dwelling. It's yellow rain and really awful smelling. I come out later when I think it's finished and find my field of vision severely diminished. It's hard to see through this thick brown fog. And then I realize I've I've been shat on by a dog. That piece was inspired, of course, when I stepped in some dog mess and found it to be unexpectedly crunchy. And then squelchy again. Now, you might ask Hartley, what is it that inspires your poetry? Yes, I'm from the northeast of England, so it's mostly angst, poverty and deprivation, or APD as we called it at school. You might say, well, that's fascinating, Hartley. Tell us more. For example, your childhood. Okay. Growing up, there was such a preponderance of pound shops that the local M&S had to close and was replaced by a Marks and Spencer's. So much gout and diabetes that we were home to the world's first shoe shop for one-legged people. Foot lacquer. And I still remember the disappointment on my 9-year-old face at the opening of the local Legoland, when it turned out just to be a dark alley through which we were to run while people tried to grab hold of us. Lego! My poetry is also inspired by the anger of a man approaching late middle age. I recently turned 50, and it's the little things that get you. I bought an Ultra HD TV. I took it back. I said, I can't see any difference. He said, yes, sir. Just one question. How many fingers am I holding up? I said, fuck you, how many fingers am I holding up, prick? And this anger inspired my next piece. To the makers of tightly plastic-wrapped bath bombs. You fucking morons! Who takes scissors into the bath? Possibly some of you after this set. The pandemic has been a blessing for me. It has made it easier for me to be even angrier at even more things. For example, I'm walking down the street and a man does not leave a 2-meter distance. Thanks for murdering me, my family, and everyone I've ever known, prick! Or I'm walking down the street and a man does leave a 2-meter distance. Let's make a big thing of it, shall we? And make me feel ashamed for not throwing myself out of the way through that hedge. Prick! And TV is hacking me right off these days. Who wants to watch Prunella and Jimothy renovating their converted detached barn, which they can afford to heat? The UK's most expensive houses? No, I want to watch TV that makes me feel good about myself. Britain's least desirable shiteholes. In Middlesbrough, you can buy a house for 50 quid. Welcome to Ketamine Crescent. That's what I want. The Great British Bake Off? No, I want the Great British Fuck Off. Where a group of ordinary people like you and me, well, like you, a group of ordinary people like you, whittle down a list of entitled twats and invite the winner to a grand tea party where we all gather round and tell them to fuck right off. We filmed the first episode with Georgia Toffolo. She cried. It was fucking amazing. I'm also inspired by my wife. I've been married for 22 years. What's the difference between COVID-19 and my wife? I've recently had COVID-19. Now, she is Taiwanese, and you may be thinking, ooh, exotic. And she is also incomprehensible. She often says things that I can't get out of my head, which has inspired my final poem. Since she transitioned, my wife's voice has dropped an octave. Just to concept check this final poem. Sir, you with the goatee giving me the eye. No? Okay. What might a laxer be? A laxer. Alexa, no, we're not talking Amazon. A laxer.
It's food.
It is a food. Good. Can anybody elaborate?
It's like a soup. Soup.
It's like a what? It's coconutty. It's a food. I'll go with that, madam. That is marvellous. Well done. Things she said that I can't get out of my head. One afternoon, we had some laxer at a local place near home. And then we thought we would relax. So, by having a gentle roam. But my wife, she's Taiwanese, seemed uncomfortable, ill at ease. I asked, what's wrong? Expecting her to tell me something nicely. Instead, she said, walk quickly, my asshole feels all spicy. Thank you, be nice to meet you.
Hartley Pool, everybody! There we are. I mean, there it is.